Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the post-show wrap-up video here at the Harrisburg Shrimp Tank. I'm your co-host, Nathan Baby Crustacean Imboden.
Baby Crustacean.
Alongside Taylor Big Lobster Ranker, we have the privilege of having Barry Ryan and John Sancenito here from INA. Catch a full replay of that broadcast on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Harrisburg and subscribe to our channel on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and nationally through the iHeartRadio platform. And we just got done with our interview with Barry and John, and we learned, well, quite frankly, a lot more than we expected to learn about their background with security, how they help businesses protect their data and their information and their people and intellectual property and all sorts of stuff. So again, check out that full broadcast on our website. And before we bring the guys on, Taylor, I think there's a fairly important question you want to ask.
Well, it's been rumored that your favorite adult beverage or snack is a vanilla shake. Is that true?
This is true.
This is true. So
oh my goodness. Look at that.
How about that?
Man, that looks
lovely
delicious.
shrimp tender. Say hi to the shrimp tender.
Happy sipping. Happy sipping. So INA stands for Information Network Associates, correct?
Correct.
37-year-old business here, born and raised in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And so why don't you give us a 30-second commercial. When you're asked out in public, well, what is INA or what does INA do? Give us a 30-second commercial on what that does.
Sure. What I usually tell people is that we are an international security consulting and risk management company, to which they usually their eyes glaze over because they don't really know what that means.
Understandably, right? Yep.
And so I turn to them and say, we help protect your people, your data, and your business reputation.
We
Very
help protect
cool.
your people, your data, and your business. I like that.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And Taylor, we talked about Barry's amazing background and how he got this started, right?
Well, yeah. Well, hang on. Let's talk a little bit first, though. There's these three divisions of your firm that I understand, right? Can you elaborate on the three divisions a bit?
Yes, INA has three major divisions. Our first division is our investigative division. Our investigative division helps companies identify things such as fraud against their organization, maybe in the form of embezzlement, it may be in the form of an outside party trying to harm their reputation or damage the company in some way. Within our investigative division, we have a digital forensic laboratory that can bring back data off of electronic devices, cell phones, tablets, or computers. And we also are supported by a forensic accounting division within our company as well. And then we have our analytical services division, which is a team of analysts that just do nothing other than track the internet in references to our clients on the internet. So we'll monitor for their reputation, mention of their organization, their brand, and anything that has to do with them where they may be mentioned in a negative context, and where they get an early warning right away and put it in the context that their brand was mentioned, and here's what they might want to do to get out in front of that.
To help play quick defense,
Yeah.
right? Yep.
Correct.
Yeah. Yep. One thing I just heard was be careful what you put out there, because even if you think you've deleted it, it's still out there. You'll track it down.
It never really goes away.
Yeah,
really goes
exactly,
away.
Never.
exactly. So, Barry, your background, FBI agent, right? And then you worked for some in the private sector for some big companies. So, talk us through why you then got started and started your own business doing this.
Well, I was in the FBI as an agent in the Florida offices for 5 years, and I developed a passion for investigative type work. So when I shifted over to the private sector, I was the security director for GTE, a telephone industry company that was bought out eventually by Verizon. And then I became the security director of Spalding, the sporting goods company. And it was there that I developed a yen to be independent of the corporate world and to get out into business for myself. And that's when I came to Harrisburg. I started Sancenito Security Systems of Harrisburg. And in 10 years, we became the largest purveyor of security systems in central Pennsylvania, money-wise. And In 1986, the laws, the real estate laws, had changed to the point where it was advantageous to sell that business. So I sold it and started the investigative business that we have today. I started off generically, not knowing how to market it. So we want to appeal to everybody. So the original name was General Investigative Services because we were hoping to get business from any direction we could.
Just anywhere, yeah.
Right.
So eventually we changed our name to INA.
When did John join the firm?
I joined the company about 18 years ago.
Okay.
And when I joined, there were 6 of us in the company, and today we have over 200 employees.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah, okay. So I'd say 37 or 30 plus years and 200 plus employees later, you did a good job figuring it out. So well done. So we talked, again, check out the podcast because Taylor and I learned especially so much about what they can do. And it's so broad and diverse. It was almost difficult to figure out how do we package all that in a short, 5-minute, 10-minute video. But you mentioned some webinars and speaking engagement that you guys do to help educate the public, correct, on services you can provide and how people can protect themselves. So why don't you touch on that a little bit?
Yes. Members of our company do a lot of speaking engagements where we talk about crime prevention and how companies can prevent fraud from occurring to them. We also will come on site to companies and train their employees on how they can not be a victim of crime and how they can put measures in place to prevent fraud from occurring within their business.
Can I hit you with a question? It's about the cybersecurity component of what your firm does, and I think it's intriguing given this trade war we're having with China, which, as I understand it, it's a lot more than tariffs. It really has a lot to do with intellectual property and them essentially stealing or trying to obtain our IP. Is that a world you operate in? Could you elaborate on that a bit?
Yes, we do cybersecurity assessments for businesses so we can come in and connect software to their computer systems, identify vulnerabilities within their network and things that can be exploited by outside parties. In today's world, you have a combination of individuals looking for financial gain, looking for personal identifying information that they can sell or exploit for financial gain. You also, unfortunately, though, have corporate or you have government agencies that are helping corporations within their countries by stealing trade secrets and for competitive advantage for the businesses within their country as well.
There's one other thing that I discovered that I didn't realize that your firm did, and that's the fraud and due diligence for businesses and business owners. Can you elaborate on that? I found that interesting.
Yes, as a company, we do a lot of different things, but a lot of what we do is to help companies who are thinking about doing business acquisitions or mergers to make sure that they do proper due diligence on the company that they're buying, both to make sure that the reputation is sound and also that the employees are in fact, consistent with the high standards of the organization to make sure that they're not buying a company and bringing on employees who may be a problem for the organization.
Yeah, as a business owner myself, an entrepreneur who's done several acquisitions with mergers, that's, to me, really intriguing.
It's
and
very
really
helpful.
salient.
Yeah, very. So, I think Taylor and I were saying earlier that before this podcast, we would have gone to you guys' website and thought, that's just major corporation stuff. That's not something that a lot of small businesses need. And that was the farthest thing from the truth. You validated even here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, how much your services are needed in this area. And so we're just thankful to have you in our backyards. And so for those people that are out there who are watching this who are maybe starting to get enlightened about the fact or reality they may need you, what's the best way for them to find out about your services?
They can certainly go to our website, which is www.ina-inc.com, or they can contact us at 717-599-5505.
Can I wrap up real quick with one question for Barry? Because you talked about something that I thought was important for our viewers, listeners to know. You share with us the one business owner, one secretary business.
Yes.
You just elaborate. So I think our viewers ought to know what size businesses can you help?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for years we bought our paper supplies from a single owner entrepreneur in downtown Harrisburg. And one day I went to his office and he said, Ryan, he says, you must have one heck of a business out there. He says, everybody must need your services. And then he explained to me that he, of course, was a one-man show. He's out marketing his business, developing clients, delivering product, and his secretary was left to do all the books, not only the accounting, but all the administrative work and the handling of the telephone. And then he discovered one day when he dropped a paper in the trash can that he had to pull it back out to get some information. He found some bank slips thrown away. And we came in and did a forensic analysis of his business and found that just in that previous year, $20,000 had been embezzled from him. So no business is really too small to suffer the consequences. In fact, the smaller the business, the less opportunity is for the business owner to monitor and to safeguard all of their assets in cash.
Yeah.
So
Well,
all the way from a
Yeah.
two-person show all the way up to the Fortune 100. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and you did mention a statistic that roughly third of the small businesses that fail directly related to fraud. So it's a great opportunity to make sure you're doing your due diligence as a business to protect your asset, protect your intellectual property, and for a great firm that can do that locally here in Harrisburg, again, in the backyard of where we all live, go to ina-inc.com, correct? And on the podcast, I'm going to throw a little teaser out there because this is what I was really excited to learn. We did throw out the question and maybe got a little somewhere on finding out who the highest profile individual was that they had to investigate, right?
You tried.
I did. Did I succeed or fail?
Well, we had to plead the fifth on that, and unfortunately, now I'm going to have to investigate you, and for asking that question.
Okay, I got to wrap this up because I'm heading somewhere else. But hey, again, it was great having you guys on the podcast. Again, very informative. Had a great time, and check us out next week where we have Taylor, you're a guy, right? John Gilliland, investment real estate.
Yep.
Yes. So we'll see you next week on the Harrisburg Shrimp Tank. Thanks.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp